Hello fans and welcome back to Only Tinkles ASMR. Today we have a fun little puzzle book that we're going to work on. I'm really leaning into the channel theme here with board games and, puzzles and things like that. I think it's a fun little concept for the channel, so I hope you guys all enjoy it as well. I will say, I've gotten some amazing comments. You guys are incredible. I thank you so much for supporting the small channel. I've gotten some really good feedback too about certain noises and things that might be a little harsh. I promise you I'm trying to work through. I've been testing a video editing app that'll kind of dull some loud abrupt noises. Sometimes if it's the pup scratching or drinking water or some loud plastic sounds from the hard candies, anything like that. I'm also going to be just try to be more conscious of doing those maybe a little bit further away from the camera and the mic so it doesn't pick everything up. I told you guys too, I've been working with excuse me, I had picked up a new microphone to test out, and it just doesn't, like the whispers and the mouse sounds I feel like just aren't quite as crisp, but it does block out some of the background noise quite a bit, which is nice. I will probably, I think, maybe tomorrow film another Myrtle video, and I'll try using that mic, and we'll use that as just kind of like a test run to see how you guys like it. And let me know if you want me to keep using that mic. But for today, I still have the regular iPhone camera. But yeah, I'm excited. This is, I was in Barnes & Noble. I had mentioned I picked up a couple new like books and games and things like that. And it gives me kind of like Myrtle vibes, but I guess this is, there's all sorts of random puzzles in here. And I guess as you go through, you're trying to crack the case and solve a mystery. The case of the Dumpleton Diamond. So I have no idea what to expect. I will say I just tried recording this video a minute ago and realized I wasn't recording. So I just started to do the first puzzle, but didn't get that far at all. So you'll see some writing, but I thought it'd be fun to just work through this entire thing together, from start to finish. So yeah, I will do some hard candy sounds too. I don't know if I'll do it for the entire video, but I'll do a couple. I think I'm actually almost out. Yeah, there's only two more. There's only two more left in here, so but I can do a couple for sure. So let me first, we'll just kind of start reading through this. So, Cluedle, the case of the Dumpleton Diamond. Okay, just kind of running through everything. Oh, answers. Okay, that's helpful. Looks like there's probably an answer key in the back in case we can't figure anything out, which hopefully doesn't happen. I'd like to try to do this together without looking in the back, but looking for the answers, but we'll see. Okay, agent selection. My name is Hardigan Brown, and I'm looking for a recruit to join my detective agency. My instincts, which are rarely wrong, are telling me that you are the intelligent sort, which is fortunate, because only the sharpest and most brilliant minds need apply. But Hardigan, are you not the world's greatest private investigator? I hear you say. Why do you need an assistant? An excellent question, and the answer is that there are simply too many mysteries for one person to tackle. Business is booming, and that's why I need someone like you to get to the bottom of all the crimes that are reported to me. Now, I can't let you head off into the world of sleuthing without checking that you were indeed in possession of a sharp and brilliant mind. Therefore, you will need to complete 4 tasks to prove you have what it takes. I have every confidence that you will be successful. Okay, so this is where I got before. And task 1, for this task, you will need to reveal a secret message. Every shape in the code key stands for one letter of the alphabet. Fill in the answer by writing the matching letter above each shape. So this is very simple. The code key is already right here for us. All we have to do is just basically match up the symbol with the corresponding letter. So I already started, and that's when I realized I wasn't recording. So let me get this hard candy. I'm gonna again try to be conscious of doing this away from the microphone so it's not too loud. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of water too. guessing this is E. It's probably RUA something. So this will be, yeah, that's E. I don't know why I'm doing these all capital letters. Yeah, this is definitely going to be RU. I'm just going to shift back to normal writing. I hope that doesn't bother anyone that I did these all caps. RU. Yes. RU. That's an A. RUA. NID. I'm guessing this is, are you a nitwit? Yeah, that's I. And then D again. Okay. Are you a nitwit? I'd like to think I'm not. Okay. C. We know this is I. That's an R from earlier. Triangle. Or Burns. Oh, we just had that. Are you? I'm guessing this is going to be circle. Circle something. Yes, an L. And then yeah, the E. Circle. Square is A. This is an N. And I'm remembering because we just did these. I'm not looking over here. I don't think we had this symbol yet. Circle answer, maybe. Yeah. Circle answer. This is. I thought we did this one already. What was Oh, why? Oh, yes or no. Okay. It's gonna be yes or no. As, yeah. Yeah. I would normally, for fun, I would maybe circle no just to do it, but I like to think I'm not a nitwit, so. Oh, wait. I guess I am. I totally meant to circle no there, so indeed I am a nitwit. Task 2. You need to determine whether gear A must be turned clockwise or counterclockwise in order for the pointer on the final gear to push the button on the printer. To find the answer, use a pencil to draw the direction of the gears will turn. Remember that the direction one cog moves affects the one after it. Circle the correct direction. Okay. So this is gear A. I'm going to say if gear A goes up, this one will go down. This one will go down. Well, let's just start by, I'm going to start by saying counterclockwise and see what happens. So if this is counterclockwise, this one goes up. So this one goes up, meaning, wait, this goes up, this will push the gears. This will push this one, right? It's just opposite. So this one will then go down. So this goes up, down. So this one goes down. This one will go up. As this one goes up, this one will come down this way. As this one comes down this way, this one goes down this way. And as this one comes down this way, am I doing this right? Well, I do feel like a nitwit. There's a hint here, I wasn't even looking. is, right? So this gear goes counterclockwise, which makes this gear go clockwise, which makes this gear go counterclockwise, which makes this one go clockwise, which makes this go counter, which makes this one go clock, which makes this one go counter. Okay, I'm like almost 95% sure this is counterclockwise. Let me check the back. Answers on page 173. I really do feel like a nitwit doing this. Yeah, counterclockwise. No. Yes, counterclockwise. Okay. We got it. Gary must be trying counterclockwise. I was looking at the diagram. Okay. So we got that going for us. Now print out and fill your name on your agent in training identity card so you're able to investigate active cases. Your name here. So we're gonna put only tingles. ASMR. Well done. How's that for some excellent cognition? I'm sending you out into the field. You'll need to work out the location of your very first gate. Print your card and attach a book. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but that's okay. Okay, let me get another hard candy here. Take another sip of water. Make sure I'm doing this away from the camera again. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too loud. Okay. The village you were being deployed to appears on the map below. Use the coordinates to determine where you have to go using the X horizontal and Y vertical axes on the map. If you get stuck, remember that to find a location using coordinates, the X-axis comes first, then Y. Once you have discovered your location or your destination, circle it. Okay. Hint. There is a clue in the task instructions as to which coordinates you require. Interesting. I'm wondering if go being capitalized are the coordinates. So G, X coordinate G, and O lands on Little Dumpleton, which seems like it would make sense since this is the case of the Dumpleton Diamond. But let's double check our answer just to make sure. Yep. The coordinates were GO, so you need to find a G on the X-axis and the O on the Y-axis. You were heading to Little Dumpleton. Perfect. That's what I thought. Wow. I'm really not a nitwit. Okay. Haha, by Jove, you've cracked it. There was a rather large clue on the cover of this book, so I would have been surprised if you hadn't. But yes, you were off to Little Dumpleton, a charming village in Rompingshire. This town has experienced a troubling spate of wrongdoings, ranging from stolen puppies, that's not okay, and blackmail to, dun dun dun, attempted murder. This once sleepy village has become a hotbed of crime, and your services are required to discover the perpetrators of these heinous acts. You're going to need my case notes to get up to speed. A good detective is always well-prepared and well-informed, and in my case, well-groomed. That is a preference and not a necessity, but do feel free to run a comb through your hair before you embark. Okay? There's just a random picture. I don't think we can do anything with that. Task 4. To read the case notes. You will need to unlock my briefcase, which has been locked with a very special key card. Inserting the correct pattern into the slot at the bottom will release the locking mechanism. You must determine whether you need to insert pattern A or pattern B into the slot. The section on the front of the briefcase must match up with a section of either A or B. If you could get it wrong, this book will explode. This is asterisk, footnote. This is a lie. I'm not in the habit of blowing up books. As a detective, you'll have to keep an eye out for untruths. Okay, interesting. I'm gathering it. We have to just basically find this portion on here, like where this matches up. So I think we're looking for this on, which I believe is reversed. So this is upside down. So what it looks like here, so what I was looking for was a long black line and then kind of this curve here. And if you see, we have that right here. But look, the angle here is pointing down and the angle here is pointing up. So it's simply just reversed. This picture is upside down, or this picture is upside down. So when you flip it, these two will match up. See, that's the pattern that we're looking for. So I'm going to say pattern B, but as always, let's just double check in the back of the book here. Yeah, the answer is pattern B. This section has been rotated 180 degrees. Okay. No one judge my handwriting. Notes and deductions. I don't know that we need to really put anything there. I guess we could write some stuff for fun. Like, the pattern was upside down, rotated 180 degrees. I don't know, whatever. Okay. Case 1. Pop, pop, and away. Congratulations, you opened the case notes. Read them with care. It was a Tuesday afternoon with Ivana Kraft, owner of the Little Dumpleton Art Gallery. The drawing dump knocked on my door. She was clearly distraught. Red, blotchy eyes from crying, snotty nose, the works. I put down my elbow. All proper detectives play a musical instrument, so pay attention in your recorder or ukulele lessons. And gestured for her to take a seat at my desk. Dave has been taken, she told me. Who is Dave? I asked, my interest piqued. My dog. Someone has pup-nabbed him. Okay. I've got a pup thief on the loose. Oh, there's like an actual, that's really cute. A picture of an actual little Yorkshire Terrier. Now, one must always consider the most obvious possibilities, so I said, are you sure you didn't lose him? Or perhaps he ran away? Ivana didn't seem to think this was the case. Dave would never leave me and I would never lose him. He's my first pet and I love him. She responded quite hotly, and I felt she was telling the truth. What makes you think that he was taken? I asked. She pulled out a strap of some kind from her pocket and held it up. He was tied up and someone cut his leash. I examined the leash. It did appear to have been cut. This is what the end of it looked like. Okay. And then there's this, she said. She took a crumpled piece of paper from her bag and passed it to me. If you want to see Dave again, wait further instructions. A ransom note. In our line of work, ransom notes often mean one thing. Someone is after money. Therefore, you must consider that the motive behind the pup napping might be financial. I asked for a recent photograph of Dave. Evidence log 3. Dave the teacup Yorkshire Terrier. I must admit, even a hardened detective like me found Dave with his big round eyes and little nose rather heart-melting. It is a very cute pup. Dave is actually a pretty funny name for a pup. It's not a very, dog name, if you will, but it's a great name. I love it. He isn't fond of anyone but me, Ivana continued. He normally yaps if someone he doesn't know comes near him. I'm surprised he didn't raise the alarm the moment someone approached. He has behaved quite viciously toward the mail carrier in the past. Looking at those adorable puppy eyes, it was hard to believe that Dave had it in him to be vicious, but you must remember that appearances can be deceptive. A good detective must never be taken in, even by something so utterly adorable. When did you last have Dave? I asked. At the village festival. I left him tied to a pole outside the tent during judging for the largest vegetable competition. And what time was this? I asked. Between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. I'm going to need a list of all the people who were in attendance. After some painstaking work, Ivana was finally able to produce a complete record of the names of people who attended the competition. Fred Little, Captain Phillips, Mavis Bolt, Sally Phillips, Father Barnaby, Diane Collins, Tyrone Griggs, Hector Brown, Gavin Finkelbottom, Morris Norris, Barbara Novak, and Peter Knox. I told Ivana also some of these names. I think I like Morris Norris the best. I told Ivana to let me know if the pup never contacted her again, and reassured her that I would do my very best to reunite her with Dave. I then set about gathering statements from everyone at the festival. This is where you take over. You need to find which of the festival attendees doesn't have an alibi for the 2 to 3 p.m. time period during the largest vegetable competition when Dave was stolen. First, read the following statements to compile a timetable for the day. It's important to know what happened when, and it always helps to have an order. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's a place to record. Okay. So here's where we're going to record all that information. Mavis Bold, role at the festival, member of the local women's association. I was part of the quilt making demonstration that kicked off the festival. I also had a Victoria sponge entered in the best cake competition. Everyone thought I should have won, but Father Barnaby chose Barbara Novak's Black Forest Gâteau, and she's not even a churchgoer. I remember seeing dear little Dave outside the tent on my way back from the hot dog van. I was there for the rest of the day, selling bric-a-brac. I didn't even get to watch the vegetable competition in the tent, and certainly had no time to steal a dog. I was on my feet all day. Interesting. So Mavis Bold wasn't actually at the vegetable competition. Said she was busy, or they were busy, but she wasn't actually there. Okay. Tyrone Griggs, role at the festival, member of the public. Didn't see any dog, only came for the vegetable competition. I like giant vegetables. I went home straight after Father Barnaby announced Gavin Finkelbottom as the winner. The win really annoyed Peter Knox. He had such a sizable squash too, but in the end, Gavin won on weight. Okay, so according to this, Tyrone was watching the competition, and it sounds like Father Barnaby was there as the judge, and Gavin Finkelbottom won, and Peter Knox lost. So they all appeared to be there. So I don't know. According to this, it feels like they do have an alibi, but we'll see how the rest of this plays out. I have to pause the video for 1 second. Okay, we're back. Fred Little, role at the festival, hot dog vendor. I couldn't have stolen Dave because I was selling hot dogs next to the tent from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The only time I was away from the van was when Hector Brown took over so I could enter my lemon drizzle in the cake competition at 11:30 a.m. I was almost late entering because the WA had come to refuel after the quilting demonstration. Okay, the Women's Association, WA. So Fred Little was not at the vegetable competition. Diane Collins, role at the festival, member of the WA and competition entrant. It was a rather wonderful festival for me. I very much enjoyed taking part in the quilting demo, and I took home 3 awards, but definitely no dog. My plum tomato got a special commendation in the vegetable competition. I won most interesting flavor combination for my peach and bacon muffins. And at the end of the day, I took the trophy home for the third year in a row for the knobbliest knees. Okay, sounds like Diane has a alibi as well. Okay, we're back. I had to pause again. Sorry, the pets are being a little kooky today. Okay, so I think so far we've gathered, or what I think we've gathered is that Mavis Bold and Fred Little do not have alibis. They were not at the vegetable contest. Tyrone, Father Barnaby, Gavin Finkelbottom, Peter Knox, and Diane were. Okay, Father Barnaby, role at the festival, village vicar, and judge of numerous competitions. I'm afraid I didn't see anything untoward going on, but then I was incredibly busy. My first judging role was to decide who was this year's star baker. Then I had to judge the largest vegetable. Gavin Finkelbottom won with a truly tremendous squash. Unfortunately, I suffered an injury when Peter Knox accidentally poked me in the eye with his oversized butter bean. Luckily, good old Morris Norris of St. John's ambulance was on hand to patch me up, so I was able to make it on time to judge the knobbliest knees at 3:30 p.m. Well done to Diane Collins. She has a pair of patella. A gargoyle would be proud of. Patella, I think patelle is the proper pronunciation there. But it sounds like Morris Norris also has an alibi, as Morris Norris was in the ambulance and attended or at least was around the vegetable contest, but maybe not, I don't know. Morris Norris, role at festival, St. John's ambulance volunteer. You might think that a village festival is relatively risk-free, but think again. I had 3 injuries to deal with that Sunday. The first was a blow to the head. It happened only half an hour after the festival opened. Sally Phillips clocked poor Captain Phillips right on the head when she was trying to bash the ferret, Little Doubleton's version of whack-a-mole. He was quite delirious. I sent them straight home. So apparently Sally Phillips and Captain Phillips were sent home. We'll see. That was the end of the festival for them, which annoyed Sally because she felt sure of a win with her Battenberg in the cake competition. After that, Barbara Novak came with a scalded mouth. Apparently she was incredibly hungry after her quilting and bit into her hot dog before it had a chance to cool. That thing must have reached volcanic temperatures because the size of that blister, it was a doozy. End of the day for her too. Okay, so Barbara Novak went home, maybe, I don't know. All we know is that Barbara Novak, Sally Phillips, and Captain Phillips were unaccounted for. We said they went home, but that means they could have been anywhere. Following Barbara, I saw the vicar. He'd taken a butter bean to the eyeball. It was when I was patching him up that I first heard Dave had gone missing, so as you can see, I was busy all day. I didn't have the time for any dog napping. Okay. Hector Brown, role at the festival, handyman. I was at the festival all day. I helped put up the tent in the morning, then took it down again at the end of the night. It was touch and go as to whether I'd have it up in time for the Women's Association, and Mavis Bold was getting quite fretful, but Hector Brown never lets you down. I stayed to watch the quilting demonstration as I don't mind a bit of sewing myself. I find it quite therapeutic. I had to leave before they finished as I realized I'd left my tools out. Shame I didn't get to stay longer. Then I went to cover for Fred at the hot dog stand so he could go enter his lemon drizzle in the bake-off. I'm afraid there was a slight accident when Barbara bit into a hot dog. I told her it was hot, but I don't think her hearing aid was turned up. Interesting. Hector Brown has tools, and we know that the leash was cut, so I wonder about that. Well, it was quite a day at the festival, wasn't it, my young detective? From these initial witness statements, you should be able to work out a running order of events for the day. I wasn't even paying attention to the date, to the times. So I think the baking competition was first. Knobbliest knees. Okay, so knobbliest knees was definitely here. cake competition was 11:30. I believe the quilting one was first, and then the largest vegetable was third. Oops. Yeah, the quilt making was first. Okay. So quilting, demo, and then largest vegetable. Okay. We've got these. Now from these witness statements, you need to determine who was still at the festival at the time of the pup napping and who was involved in the vegetable competition. If they were occupied marveling at massive veggies inside the tent, they couldn't have been busy taking off with a teacup terrier. So Mavis Bold, if I remember, is the one that was not. She was not in the tent. Tyrone Griggs was in the tent. I also believe Father Barnaby was in the tent judging. Gavin Finkelbottom won, so he had to be in there. And then what's his name? Peter Knox thought he was going to win, and he lost. I remember. So we can't account for Barbara Novak and Sally and Captain Phillips because. So we don't know. We do know that they weren't in the tent at the very least, but we don't know where they were here, and Barbara Novak as well, right? And we do know that Hector Brown was working the hot dog stand, so he was actually at the festival, so he was not in there. Fred Little, Diane, Morris Norris. Where was Morris Norris? Oh, Morris Norris was the volunteer. I don't know if we can confirm that Morris Norris. I mean, I guess Morris Norris was helping Father Barnaby. Luckily, Morris and Patchman. Yeah, so Morris Norris should have been in the tent. I can't remember Fred Little or Diane Collins selling hot dogs. Okay, so Fred Little was not taking part in the quilting event. Diane Collins was in the competition as well. Got a special accommodation in the vegetable competition. So, Fred Little. Diane was. Fred Little. Okay, so we don't really know if Captain Phillips, Sally Phillips, or Barbara Novak were at the festival or if they were at home. So based on this information, you should have 4 suspects who had the opportunity to steal the charming little fluff ball that is Dave. That should be 1, 2, 3. There should be more. Let's see what the answers on page 177 say. Oops. Let's see. Mavis Bold we got right. Tyrone Griggs we got wrong. Oh no. Oh, I see. I wasn't doing this right. Because, okay, if they were at both, I see, okay, I did this wrong. So anyone who has a check here also has a check here, because they were also at the festival. Okay, that's just me misunderstanding how this works. Oops, okay. I'm just gonna, I'll just put check marks here actually. Check mark, check mark, check mark. Check mark, check mark. So anyone who doesn't have a check mark, 1, 2, 3. Who am I missing? Oh, and Mavis. Wait, hold on. This one's right. Tyrone Griggs is right. Fred Little is right. Diane Collins is right. Father Barnaby is right. Morris Norris was not right. Why was Morris Norris not right? Well, because Morris Norris was I thought because Morris Norris was helping Father Barnaby, and Father Barnaby was in the tent. Morris Norris would be there too, helping, but I guess not. Okay. This was actually an X then. This is sloppy. Hector Brown, we got right. Captain Phillips. Oh, I guess we're assuming. Okay, I guess we're assuming that they actually went home. So the ones that were sent home actually got sent home. Okay, the rest are accurate. So then, should have forced this with the opportunity to steal the charming little fluffed ball that is Dave. So, who is not? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the other, okay. So because Mavis Bold wasn't in the tent, Fred Little wasn't, Morris Norris wasn't, Hector Brown wasn't, but neither were Captain Phillips, Sally Phillips, or Barbara. But we know they went home too. I guess we're supposed to assume that that's true. So it should be Mavis Bold, Fred Little, Morris Norris, and Hector Brown. Let's just double check and make sure that's right. Oops. Yeah, it is. Okay. Mavis Bold. Fred Little. Morris Norris. And I believe it's Hector Brown. Yes. Okay. Alright, all my Tingle fans. I think that's going to be it for today's video. We'll pick back up on this soon and see if we can figure out the case of the Templeton Diamond. As always, I hope this gave you some good tingles, and I'll see you all soon.